Top 10 Best Japanese Comedians, written by Khatzumoto, posted sometime, possibly even on Christmas in December of 2007. First, let me say this. It sucks being famous and having snot-nosed kids like me who don't know what they're talking about make stupid comments about you. I think that almost all, if not all, the comedians on Japanese TV are funny. I just picked the ones who gave me the highest LPM, laughs per minute. Possibly the main problem for those who have low LPM is that they're in the wrong situations. Oriental Radio are amazing on stage, but don't get the chance to shine comically in their current work as late-night variety show hosts. The format just doesn't work for them. Downtown are funny too, when they're not just going through the motions out of boredom, i.e. not on their variety show, but in those punishment game or Batsu game specials that they do, and in their skits from the 1980s and 1990s. And a lot of the guys who I used to think sucked eggs are amazing once you take them off of those variety shows and put them on a more personal program like Hitoshi Matsumoto Presents Funny Stories or Hitoshi Matsumoto no Seberanai Hanashi. As you can see, it sounds like I have beef with variety shows. I don't. It's just that, when you think about it, having virtually all Japan's comedians do variety shows is akin to having every athlete in the world play soccer, whether or not they were good at it or even like it, just because it's the only professional sport in the world. Variety shows are cheap and easy to do, and they may have been a good choice when Japan was poor and coming out of World War II, but Japan is rich now, and TV can act like it if it wants to, and get sets that don't look like they were made by Miss Keen's class at Pokeoke's kindergarten. There's also the interesting phenomenon of comedians who are funny in studio or to other comedians, but not to the TV viewing public at large. Denise Leary seems like an example of that in the Anglosphere. Other comedians find him funny. Downtown, when stuck on a variety show, they're funny for their guests. If I were to be interviewed on TV, I'd want to be interviewed by Downtown. They seem like great fun to be around, but just isn't as funny for viewers. Anyway, the list. I haven't bothered to rank it, but here are 10 of them. Ameagari Keshitai. The Suicide Mission Squad at the End of the Rain? Ameagari Keshitai, a duo made up of Miyasako Hiroyuki, the tanned one, and Hotohara Toru, the round-headed one, are that very uncommon thing in comedy. At least it seems uncommon to me. The perfect combination of both slapstick and verbal comedy. And it's not the stupid kind of slapstick, it's the original funny kind. The kind that you would laugh at even if it were just your friend doing it. That thing where Miyasako slaps his own face and then looks into the camera, or the two-legged flying kick of punishment for saying something wrong that sends Hotohara crashing to the ground. And then there's that look that Miyasako gets on his face when he's about to tell a joke. See the picture. So you kind of get to laugh twice. Once for the look and once for the joke. Jinnai Tomonori. Jinnai is a rarity in that he works alone. His skits often involve uncooperative machines, lewd passport photo-taking machines, arrogant arcade games, sassy car navigation systems, big laughs to be had. Impulse. Super funny skits, mostly revolving around portly Tsutsumishita Atsushi playing straight man or authority figure to slim Itakura Toshiyuki's abject inappropriateness. One of their funniest recurring characters is Johann Rebelt, a Japanese man with a bad case of alcohol poisoning and major delusions of grandeur who thinks he's German. They've also done great one-shot skits like Hooku Sensho or Captain Hook and Mafia Boss. Drunk Dragon, another portly, skinny duo. In that sense, they bear a shallow resemblance to Impulse. The content of their comedy is different though, often revolving tangentially around the entertainment industry itself. Silly TV shows for learning English, awkward and uncalled for displays of English proficiency. Some middle-aged men in Japan love to whip out the old English to impress other Japanese people, when they really should have kept it zipped up. Fanboys who are way too overprotective of the object of their fanaticism, etc. And of course, it makes you laugh. Garage Sale. These guys are sketch comedians. Their best stuff is on the show One Night Rock and Roll, where Gori cross-dresses as Gorie. Bobby Konda. Nigeria is in his house! Although he is actually Japanese now, and technically he's a tarento rather than a comedian, but he's funny as heck. I loved reading on Japanese Wikipedia about how amazing a Japanese he has to be in order to suck as much as he pretends to. Playing the fool and raking it in, genius. As far as I know, he acts under his old name, Bobby Orugun. Bobby also happens to be an example of a comedian who shines on variety shows. Taka and Toshi. Oh, Beka! What are you, Euro-American? The signature wisecrack of this pair, frequently rolled out when too much katakana Japanese is used. I find it quite useful in my daily life. Lover Girl. do really funny skits, often involving one person speaking polite or otherwise euphemistic Japanese and the other person taking liberties with the literal meaning of what was said. That makes it sound really technical, and it makes Japanese sound hard to understand, neither of which are true. Anyway, the point is, you'll laugh. The laughter problem. Bakusho mondai. Politics is a dish best served hilarious. Untouchables. I've only ever seen one or two of their skits, but I laughed so hard that they earned a place on this list. Honorable mention. Ungirls. These guys look funny. Tall, lanky, gangly, awkward in a good way, just like their skits. Anjush. Have made a career doing situational misunderstandings. Some of their skits are a bit forced, but some are pure genius. Oriental Radio. Rose to fame on Enta no Kami-sama with their Hippu na Buyuden, or Our Hip Hop Legends skits. Since that time, they've been stuck on a boring variety show, so there you go. Downtown. One of the longest running and most highly respected comedy outfits in Japanese history. They're not always as funny as they used to be, not because they can't be, but more because they almost can't be bothered to go trying to get laughs anymore. They're beyond that, if you will. But yeah, look out for their old stuff.